What's up, everybody, and welcome to Word on the Street. It is Friday, Finish Strong Friday. Whatever you're doing, get after it. Have a good time. Have a lot of fun. We're going to have a lot of fun on this show today. We got a lot of good things in store, that's for sure. I think my favorite clip from that intro video is Jennifer Carpenter-Romany laughing hysterically in one of those clips. Plus, it's Halloween themed, so you know she's going to love that. So with that, let's go ahead and bring the crew in. First of all, we got to bring in this guy coming to us from Denver, Colorado, because listen, we have some news, everybody. Time to share. Coming to us from Denver, Colorado, with Beta Consulting Group, Coleman Ruffin.
Are you working? What kind of work?
Wow.
Look at the reveal. Look at the reveal.
Of course we're matching.
Baby.
We are just opposite colors and everything like that. Like, it's a little chilly here though, so this is going back up on the wraps.
You know, the fact that we're opposite is really symbolic of our complementary working relationship, you know, so It works out. Everything is good in that regard. I know. It's very exciting. So
good to be a part of the team.
I know you're now on the team Beta Consulting. You're a VP of operations, basically running the show. Let's be honest. I mean, I'm not really running the show around here, and everybody knows that. So now we actually have a face. That's right. Now we have some muscle to do that. Dude, we got a great show today, man. We got a lot of fun things on the docket today. So, dude, let's get the crew in here. Coming to us from the TMSA, they got an event this week, everybody, the Executive Summit. Everybody get up for the Executive Director, Jennifer Carpus-Romany in the house. What is that?
It's the Oogie Boogie Man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
You can tell somebody's not into Halloween.
I know. We gotta get to the man.
I'm 50-50 in Halloween. All right, that's the best I can do. I don't like scary movies. I love candy. That's the only reason it makes sense.
It's activated, so when you have hot stuff in it, his mouth has the bugs in it.
Oh, really?
That's so cool.
Oh, I didn't know that. Interesting. All right, cool. Well, that would not get much play around my house, but I'm glad that you have it. And I did see that you did a little bit of decorating.
You drink hot chocolate. You could put it in here.
For about like 4 weeks out of the year. It's not a lot. Let's just say
the real question, and I'm tangent for 1 second. Is it a Halloween movie or is it a Christmas movie?
I think it can roll the whole time.
Wow. They thought about that for sure.
It's a Q4 kind of movie.
Fair enough. I like that. All right, coming to us also from the Chicago area, our good friend. He's a Bears fan. I can't believe it. They won this week. I know he's super excited about it. Everybody give it up for our good friend Mitch Kowalewski in the house.
Hold on. I'm a bandwagon Bears fan. Okay? If the minute they lose next week, gone. I don't care. I'll get the hat of whoever the winning team is. Bandwagon Mitch.
Fair enough. I like it. Hey, at least you're owning it.
Right.
At least you're owning it.
That's right.
I'm a bit of a fair weather fan as well. I want to watch good sports. Why would I pay money to go watch people suck? I don't know. That never made sense to me. I didn't grow up in Cleveland like Jennifer. I have no idea what that's like. All right. So
catching strays.
Just the way it goes. All right. That's
whoever has the coolest colors, that's my team. That's my team.
There we go.
And if they win, which they did win, which was good. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you're back. I know last week you were working hard, so it's good to have you back. All right. Coming to us from the Boston area. This guy's a wild card. Let's see what's going on today with our good friend McNuts. Kyle McNutt in the house, everybody.
What's up?
What's up, brother?
Where's your hair? Trey, first of all, you got to tell me who your wig girl is, because that hair is amazing, because you shaved, right?
I have not shaved my head. We're going to get to that later in the show, Kyle. Don't steal my thunder. All right? Jeez.
I posted it on LinkedIn. I read on like Coleman.
Gate. Oh, man. That's brutal.
This is the current ranking. This is what counts. Stay tuned. I'm about to give my current ranking of the behind-the-scenes people for Beta Consultant. That also is coming up shortly.
I'm behind Amateur Hour? That's not even a person. What?
Yeah. No, that's when the internet goes out and all of us have to figure out what the heck to do.
It's like there's such a space. There's like blank for 2. There's no 3.
Yeah.
I love it.
But I personally appreciate the support. Thank you, guys.
I would put you on all 5 if I could. However, I'm sure people go say I'm showing favoritism. I'm not. These are just the facts. I put the rankings out. Okay.
Jen's number 1. Let's see if somebody can take that today. Let's see if somebody can take the top spot from Jen. We'll see. It's going to be a tough mountain to climb. There's no doubt about it. All right, coming to us from the Jersey area. You know him as the Bodacious Cowboy. He's going to be at the Broker Carrier Summit this week. Give it up for Jeff Dickinson in the house.
I saddle up my horse and I ride into the city. I make a lot of noise, 'cause the girls, they are so pretty. Riding up and down Broadway.
Where's your hat? How do you not have your hat on? How is the hat not attached to you all the? I thought you slept in that thing. What?
No. You know, I got to keep hair in my head.
It better be on every sales call. It's got to be on every sales call for sure.
Hey,
I mean,
you
I don't
know
know
what?
how you do
I'm
a
a-
sales call
hey,
without that.
I heard what Mitch had to say. I'm not, a fan of the colors, but I am on the edge Giant fan. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to jump off, man. I'm just getting ready. To jump off.
Very much
That's
on
rough.
the edge. That's right. Oh, that's rough. All right. We got a special treat today. We got the one and only armchair attorney in the house, back with the crew today. Everybody give it up for our good friend Matt Leffler in the house.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All in all, I'm just another brick in the wall. How are you guys doing? It's great to be back.
You got to love the walk-up song. Come on. This is just for you, my friend.
I appreciate it. I love it. Great to be back. I'm excited. There's been a lot of stuff happening, I've heard. Allegedly.
There's been a few things happening in the industry, some legal things we're going to have to talk about today. Good to see you as always, my friend.
Good to see
You're
you
doing
too.
well out there, rocking it. You're killing it. Love it. Absolutely love it. And always good to have you on the program. We're going to have a lot of fun today talking about that. All right. We've got a couple of guests that I got to bring in before we bring in the guy with the best walk-up song. So coming from Isometric Technologies today, our good friend Drew Fosgard in the house. Give him a round of applause, everybody. Little Kid Rock.
I like it.
Good song.
I know, good song. You
Oh,
never
yeah.
know what they're going to come in with, but he came in rocking with Little Kid Rock. So what's up, Drew? How you doing, buddy?
How's it going? We were talking about, watching bad sports. Being from Detroit, I had to represent, Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Finally, football might be, not so terrible.
Might have a season. I know you might have a playoff season. I mean, you never know. They're looking pretty good. I'm pulling for him, man. I'm pulling for him. So
I'm just waiting for the rug to be pulled out from me.
we'll see about that. All right, coming to us from Kansas City, a fellow Chiefs fan from Taft, the new chief operating officer. Everybody give it up for Brooke O'Grady joining us today.
Hi, guys.
Welcome to the
Hey.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would say it makes sense now.
It does make
Well,
sense.
if you guys, if you want to
There
watch
you go.
good sports, you can watch the Chiefs.
That's right. You want to watch good teams.
Yeah.
That's right. Turn on the Chiefs and Mahomes.
I'm
every
pretty
week,
sure if you just want to watch updates on Taylor Swift, you watch the Chiefs.
Two birds with
That's
one
what I
stone.
do.
Taylor
That too.
Swift
Then I would
did
pay
not
attention.
put anyone on the map here. I know everyone thinks so, but
It's cute that the Chiefs are getting that Taylor Swift bump. I mean, who watched him before Taylor Swift joined?
That's
I
been
don't
one of
know.
the best social
Oh.
media pranks out there, and it's going both
know.
ways. So guys are doing that to the girls about putting Taylor Swift on the map, and vice versa with
Well,
Travis Kelce.
It's not going both ways. It really is Swifties bringing all the attention. Like, let's be
No, you're
honest.
right.
100%.
You're absolutely right. His jersey sales went through the roof.
yeah.
So no, definitely. But it's been a fun story to follow. That's for sure. That's right. All right, we gotta have fun with this. So Drew, Brooke, listen, I know you're new, but you got to participate like you know what you're doing. Okay. We got the one and only Freight Sensei with the best walk-up song on the Word on the Street. Give it up for Scott Watanabe in the house. Here we go. Everybody ready? Here we go. Matt, just pretend. Just pretend. You got it. Power, will, pleasure, 50%, and 100% reason to name.
I came in unmuted.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie.
Man.
I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at Kyle and he got me confused. I was like,
Good
wait,
job.
where
Coleman
am I
Monroe
at?
really liked that background.
Coleman, what was that? Do that again. What was that?
The kid enjoyed it.
We were on a meeting internally the other day in the new iOS update. You can do hand signals. Look at this one. Oh, I'm just gonna bust them all out.
Do you want to listen to?
Wow.
Wow.
Based off of hand signals.
Literally, it's
Is
the
it
best.
just yours though?
Well, it's
Pretty
if you, it's got to be a Mac. It's a Mac thing.
Oh.
It's a Mac. It's one
No,
more
it's
reason.
working, Scott. It's working. Do it. Definitely working.
When we were on our meeting and I did it and it worked, everybody was trying to do it and it was just the most ridiculous thing.
I know. I was like,
You
nothing.
good?
Got nothing.
They're always watching. They're
I haven't
always
updated my
watching.
computer yet.
Okay.
So
Monroe's gone now.
I know that's Monroe.
that-
What's up, buddy?
Then
Monroe, see ya.
Good. I saw him and I was like, I have to do it.
No, he's coming back.
You want to show them your snake?
yeah.
Okay, come on.
See, Monroe's got fans. Look at this.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's so
Awesome.
cool.
Whoa.
It's actually their side, you guys, because I've never met you. So if you hear it loud, it's actually their side.
Oh.
Okay.
Get all that?
Cool.
His
All
name
right.
is
Yeah.
Todd, because he hasn't met all
There
you
you go.
guys.
We're gonna have to do a walk-up song. That's what Kyle.
Okay,
He's
go
gonna-
back on your
Too
notes.
spooky for Trey, Moreau. Too spooky for Trey. He can
I
barely
know.
watch Hocus Pocus without having to pull up the covers.
Barely watch Hocus Pocus. I haven't even watched it. I don't want to. You know,
Too
It's
spooky.
very
Yeah, there's so much
disappointing.
Hocus Pocus. The first one?
haven't seen
Don't
it
get me started, Kyle. I disown him as a friend.
We'll
of
just
mine.
call
Run the
Trey in
poll,
to light the
Morgan.
candle.
I know it. All right. Okay. Before we get started today, all right, we got to ask our guests today. So, Brooke, Drew, do you want a word on the street coffee mug or do you want a word on the street water bottle? What do you prefer? Which one?
Coffee.
It's a
mug.
trick. It's a trick. Take none. It's a
Don't go for
trick.
it.
It's a
Don't go for
trick.
it.
It's a trick.
Bank account. Don't do it.
I'm pretty sure I have both.
I'll
Drew,
go
which
water
one?
bottle.
Water bottle, coffee mug. Got it. They're on the way. Thank you for being on the show today. We appreciate you guys.
Appreciate it.
Mitch, it's not a trick. We just haven't sent you anything. Don't worry about
No,
it.
this is like email phishing. Click on that link. Yeah, your UPS package is ready. Just click on this link. I know what
I'm
you're trying
signing
to
you up
pull
to a
there.
monthly subscription of
That's
swag
right.
that's going to be hitting your door.
Yeah,
So
where's
I'll
mine?
get your credit
Where's
card
mine?
later.
Come on.
I know we got to work on it. All right, listen, we got some things coming up this week. We got the Executive Summit Wednesday and Thursday next week in Chicago. Jennifer Carpenter Romaine in the house for that. My good friend Corey Shear speaking at that. It's going to be a great show. We also have the Broker Carrier Summit coming up. It's a big week next week. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have a good time with that. And there's a little bet going around the internet, and I'm wondering what my hair is going to look like next week. I know. We got to get to 300. We got to get to 300 registered attendees. That looks like a swim cap. That's not. We need to work on our editing skills. That's not bad. We got to get to 300 attendees, and then I'm going to shave it on stage by somebody who registered in the last 3 weeks. So, Brooke, did you guys register recently? Are you might be in the raffle?
Yep, there's 3 of us coming.
Would you do it if your name got drawn? Would you go up and do this?
Never.
Right? Come on. No.
Never.
I'm bringing this.
No,
shears.
you don't
You're
have
not-
to shave the head. You
don't
have to shave his head.
Just shave. No, my head,
if
not
I
yours.
could shave
My
his head.
Yeah.
That's a better.
He's like,
thing.
I'm not shaving my head.
That's a way better giveaway.
I'll leave the
No,
guard off.
That's right. The bet is to
He
shave my head,
didn't
not
read the
yours.
instructions.
I know that's pretty funny.
So if that's the case, you're coming up to do it, right? If we draw your name, you'll do it.
Yeah, I'm
Shave my
actually
head?
really good at it. I used to
Oh,
cut all my
okay.
brother's hair, so
We don't really want somebody that's good at it. We need it to look bad. It needs to look pretty rough for a
I
while
can
there.
do that. I can do that.
You can do
too.
that too. All right, cool. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I think we're at 200. So we got a ways to go, but it's possible. You never know. There's a lot of people in Florida, Georgia that could jump and do that. So we'll see. And then, of course, if you're in Chicago and you're not doing anything, Executive Summit, is registration still open for this?
Yes.
Yes,
I
it
can
is.
confirm that because I registered yesterday.
Yes. Thank you.
Excellent. Nice. So
Better
it's
late
gonna be a
than
great, gonna be a great week, whether you're at the Executive Summit or Broker Carrier Summit. We're gonna have a lot of fun next week. It's gonna be a blast. So looking forward to that. And there's also some travel shenanigans that I think Coleman wanted to talk about. There's something that's going on as well that I just learned about. I
Yeah.
have no idea what this is. Coleman.
100%. And Kyle, you'll appreciate this. Morgan and I came
Ooh.
up with a way to embarrass both Trey
Well,
and Natalia for the
it's-
Broker Carrier Summit. So we've got some things that are getting crafted right now. We sent Trey and Natalia some fun gifts that they're going to be utilizing for it. So be on the lookout for the official announcement on Monday.
I mean, it takes a lot to embarrass me. I mean, let's just be honest. This better be good. We'll see.
Oh,
what
it
happens.
will be. Don't worry.
Yep. So we got that coming up, and we'll see what happens with all that. All right. So it is time for us to talk about some industry news. It's time for our segment, What's the Word? Sponsored by our friends over at Isometric Technologies. Listen, everybody, Isometric is the ultimate freight broker's secret weapon. With ISO, you'll have access to industry-wide performance benchmarks, dynamic scorecards, and powerful analytics to gain insights into your service strengths, address your weaknesses, and differentiate your carrier network with the competition. To learn more, go to iso.io today. Talk to Drew. He's on the show. He's from over there. We appreciate you, my friend. Glad to have you on the show. Drew, you're trying to upscale us. You got a brick wall in a brick wall. What's going on?
It's Inception. It's brick wall Inception.
All right. First thing we got to talk about is this. This is obvious. And Matt, I'm throwing this to you, man. TQL, the judgment came down that they are liable for overtime violations for, is it 3,500 employees?
Yeah, so the
4 to
purported, that 4,500 is the class size that's been reported by FreightWaves. But this is probably the biggest case that a freight broker has faced in a very long time. TQL is the second largest freight broker in the United States, and they have been found liable for misclassifying essentially trainees. They're logistics account executive trainees or junior logistics account executives, and they are going to face some substantial liability. All in on a conservative side, maybe $100 million. If it's not the conservative investment that I've kind of thought about, up to $200 million. And this is just for people in the state of Ohio that worked for TQL between essentially 2008 and 2016. It is fascinating.
Wow.
Yeah, this should make every freight broker start to pause and say, what have we been doing? Are we doing this activity? So in a high level for everyone who's on this call and people who are watching at home, logistics account trainees came in making about $36,000 to $38,000 a year. They were expected to work about 60 hours a week. And the type of work that they did was essentially data entry into the different databases that TQL had. Also, track and trace, this kind of stuff. But the reality is they were not actually exempt employees, and they should have been from the very beginning non-exempt, meaning they got overtime after 40 hours. And this case was filed in 2010. It was brought to trial in 2022, and it was found liable on September 26, 2023. There is so much in this document. I mean, this is the order. It's about 50 pages. I have read it backwards and forwards several times at this point. The most interesting thing for me in this takeaway, for everyone who's watching at home, the decision to make this classification to exempt did not come from lawyers. It came from the CEO, Ken Oakes. And when Ken Oakes said in his deposition was he got the advice from TIA.
Yes.
TIA instructed him, this is the way you should do it. He made that decision. And because that is what took place, they're also assessed a thing called liquidated damages. So whatever the compensatory damages are, and that might be $45 to maybe $80 million, you double that. That's the liquidated damages, because the court found they did not use good faith in making that determination. They didn't go to their lawyers, internal or external. They just went to TIA and said, what should we do?
That's
and like,
the crazy part of the
you could
story.
just do that. Oh, that sounds amazing. And
that's wild.
Oh, it absolutely is. And the thing I'll lead with at the very end here is because this is a violation of the Fair Labor Standards Act, any corporate officer can be found individually, personally, jointly, and severally liable, meaning the entire judgment could be by that individual corporate officer. So when you make decisions of how you categorize employees, there's not a single insurance policy on the planet you can buy. It's not something you can get on your general liability. This is like, boom. It is the beginning of a very big movement in this industry. And just by the last couple of days, the people I've talked to, the brokers that have reached out to me, it's going to be much more than just the state of Ohio.
Are there any other cases in place right now? I mean, I'm sure there's some that will be brought, but are there any right now?
Yeah, so there's always pending litigation on these things. There's not any big class certifications that I'm aware of, so I'm certain these things will start happening, especially if people learn about this. Here's the deal. You come out of college, you get a job, and they say your salary. You don't understand that just because your salary doesn't mean you're exempt.
You're like, yay, a job.
Yeah, exactly. You have no idea. And these companies, you assume a $8 billion a year privately held freight broker knows the law, and apparently they don't. And so these are young people who are being, really put in a difficult position. C.H. Robinson had a case like this that they lost. Echo Logistics had a case like this that they lost. This is just the beginning of a movement. And the biggest thing for us in this industry now is to educate people, because look, I don't want you to I don't want you to get railroaded by your company. I know the law, and they ought to know the law. And because they didn't, this is a massive judgment against TQL as well as Ken Oakes. And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning.
Question for the street crew, real quick. If you don't know the answer, I want you to guess. If you know the answer, I want you to be quiet. Do you guys know what Ken Oakes' net worth is? What would you guess his net worth is?
Money.
If you
980 million.
You know it.
$1.
Brooke, we got to work on this. All right. It's $980 million. So think about this. He amassed a wealth of $980 million while not paying people overtime, making them work 60 hours a week for, $30,000 a year. That also doesn't look good when you're recruiting new talent, I can imagine.
Well, this is a great point. So, you guys all know I hate non-competition agreements. That's something I talk about a lot.
Really?
Yeah,
No?
from time to time. And it's an idea of how I trap people to come into a business and say, I'm going to make sure you can never leave me. But now there you see this pathway of we're going to steal from you. We're going to steal your wages. We're going to have you sign documents when you leave. You can't compete with me. This is a pattern and practice of a very, very nefarious company. And I do hope that they take a moment, take a pause and say, maybe we shouldn't just rely on the special interest lobby group, the TIA, to tell us legal advice. Maybe we should actually like pay a lawyer who can look at the law and give us recommendations. But this is a pattern of so many freight brokerages. They run on this mentality of you're going to be salary, which means you're going to be exempt from overtime. We're going to work you to crazy hours. You're going to be on your phone 24/7.
That's right.
And at the end of the day, if you don't do it, we're going to fire you. 5% of people who go to commission only within TQL's ecosystem end up survive. Like 95% burn out. They go. So this idea of making someone salary only, no commission draw for a long period of time, and you're working them crazy, you're going to face some substantial penalties. And just like thinking about, again, I'm rambling, but think about California. OT happens after 8 hours in a day, not after 40 hours in a week. So this case was Ohio law. It was the Fair Labor Standards Act law, but this stuff is everywhere. And again, you can't buy insurance risk. If you're a brokerage and you're struggling to be profitable right now, and you've been misclassifying, boom. This is why so many freight brokerages have been offshoring this activity of these junior level executives or junior level trainees, because for them, you don't have to worry about American law. Then you can just have someone else deal with it.
Wow.
I think from my perspective on this, obviously the brand, the name is a big spotlight. So there's a lot of eyes on it just based on the historical parts of that company in the last couple of years. But what you mentioned, Matthew, is something that I've been facing and seeing for a long time is the California overtime law that's been pinching everybody behind the scenes, from intermodal to truckload to freight brokerages, again, under a class action lawsuit. I mean, there's so many logistics companies that are tied into this. It's just not in the newspaper headlines of freight waves and everything else. But California is the incubator of this, right?
To build off of that, I mean, we in California, I'm not a California attorney, but I used to have my company was in California. I did California stuff. If you force someone to work during their meal period, and not lunch, it's meal period because it could be in the nighttime or whatever. It's a 1 hour fine. So you are now giving that person another hour on their paycheck. And if that pushes you to overtime, it pushes you to overtime. And this is why this like AB5 has been so contentious, because if you take an owner operator and saying, no, actually you're actually an employee and you're working through your meal period, this liability, again, you can't buy insurance for it. It will crush you, which is, you have to know these laws. Ignorance is not an excuse.
Wow. I'm not even sure how to transition from that. It's amazing.
I mean, well, here's what I'll tell you.
This can be.
Let me paint a picture for you, because this is really important about how we got here.
Matthew,
why I'm so excited to be
anytime
here.
you want to paint a picture for us, you're welcome.
So I get a text message from my friend Chris Jolly.
It's like your French girl.
And Chris says, hey, Matt, will you want to come on my show and talk about this case? I'm like, what case is it? He sends me the name of the case. I start Googling it. I can't find any news articles that aren't behind a paywall. So I say, well, I'll just find the case. And so I went to Pacer. I found the case. I printed it off because I'm an old man. I don't read on computers. I read on paper.
You're an old man.
And then I realized what this case is about. So I emailed Bill Priestley at FreightWaves and said, hey, when are you guys going to have an article about this? The next morning, Clarissa Hawes emails me and says, hey, Matt, can we talk about this case? So in the last 24 hours, nobody knew about this thing. And now we are all talking about it, because now we're seeing, wait, the second largest freight brokerage in the country took the advice of the biggest, influencing group, the TIA, to make a decision on a legal classification. And now we see what could be one of the largest verdicts in employment law in our industry ever. And that's the beginning of it, because if you've done this in the past, and you're still doing it, oh my God, you cannot claim you don't know it now. You can't claim you didn't hear about this.
Throw the paper, throw them, just throw them. Throw the papers. Yes.
I was going to say, they're all organized.
Yeah, I mean,
don't get it in the fish tank.
I'm so excited because this case that with C.H. Robinson happened a decade ago. No one cared. No one talked about it. But here we are in this moment talking about this case. And it's not just for us. It's for our kids and our friends. If you get into this machine that is the supply chain and you get railroaded because you don't understand the law, that is not going to happen anymore. We're going to try to make sure people understand, hey, if you're a clerical employee and they say you're exempt, they're probably lying.
Interesting.
Yeah,
And
but you
got,
also got a job and you're out of your parents' basement. I mean, this happens in every industry. It happened to me in video, right? My first job out, the same thing. They moved me salary, worked me to the bone, burnt out. I mean, burnout happens. Like, Matt, like, I know what you're saying, but like, how do you tell a college kid that they got their first job? They're excited. Like, oh, no. You should go and tell your boss they're doing something illegal. Like, how do you explain that?
Yeah, this is a really good point. So there's a couple of things I'll touch onto this. So one thing, our colleges and universities do a very poor job educating people about what the laws actually are. Now, every employer will have, like, in their lunchroom a bunch of stuff stapled to the wall, and they say, well, we posted it, you should know. For everyone who's listening, if you are considered exempt, it is an actual about your job that you do. Like, if I'm a lawyer, I'm exempt. I can't get overtime ever. If I'm a doctor, there's no overtime for you. But if you are a clerical or administrative person, there likely is. And so educating people early on about what to expect. But to your point, Kyle, like, this is what happens. If you reach out and you say, hey, I don't think this is right, you might lose your job. That's a reality. That's the risk you take. Now, I could, as a lawyer, sue that company and say wrongful termination. I can break you over the wheel. But most people don't understand this. The biggest thing for us to see in the next couple of weeks and months will be freight brokers that make adjustments to their initial policies and plans. So you're going to see a bunch of people go from salary to hourly. And I want that to happen. But everyone who gets that change will be, like, why did you change it? Like, were you doing something?
Can of worms.
You don't think it's going to go to? You don't think it's going to go to what you said? Go offshore with everything?
Oh, they will. I mean, that if I'm an executive of a freight brokerage, a big one, I'm looking to offshore 10 years ago. Like, it's not new. But if I'm a medium-sized brokerage or whatever, and I have this policy of training people and saying, hey, we're going to teach you, and you're going to be salary, and we're going to work you forever. I would be very worried. And I think they're going to definitely increase or accelerate offshoring, but also the rise of artificial intelligence. The learning language models can do most of what the administrative functionality of a freight broker at that stage in their career does, like track and trace, phone call, whatever. So I think that we're just going to see an acceleration of these things, but that liability floating over you. Like, I was talking on Twitter about this. If you get hit for $100 million verdict and you're 20% gross margin, you got to do $500 million in revenue to come up with the money to pay the verdict, because your insurance company ain't coming to rescue you. You are paying this out of your own coffers, whether you have to liquidate assets, lean assets, or ultimately just take all the money you've piled up in a big thing and give it away.
How long until we see some brokers really affected by this, besides TQL, that go out? Is this a 6-month thing, a year thing?
I think what's going to happen is, if you are a freight broker and you're on the cusp of profitability right now, and there's a lot of them, and you see a single lawsuit, you are likely talking to a bankruptcy attorney and saying, hey, we might have to file because we can't deal with this. Just to defend one of these cases could cost you between $20,000 and $50,000 a month. If they get class certification, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. And this liability, again, like, it gets crazy. I use the number. If you're a freight broker making $36,000 a year and you're working, your job, you're probably like $17.30 an hour. Your overtime rate's like $25 an hour. If you're doing 15 hours of overtime a month, it's like, a week, it's like $400 or so per week you're missing your wages. You multiply that by like the 26 weeks that TQL had, you're now looking at $10,000 per employee. Now it gets goofy. There are 4,500 members of the TQL class action. Just move the decimal place. You're at $45 million of liability, uninsured liability. And with Ken Oaks, the liquidated damages, that's not mandatory. You don't have to give someone liquidated damages. They say, did you at least try to find out the right answer? And he's like, I talked to TIA. Like, is that what else? That was it. Okay. Liquidated damages, same number as the initial compensatory. Wow. Now you're at $90 million. And that's with the most conservative estimate I can come up with.
That's so sober. That is sobering. That is sobering information.
We need to do better. We need to do better as an industry. People are going to look at us because this is going to be in the this will be on CNN. This will be on Fox Business. This is going to be a case you're going to read about in a few more weeks. So we know it now. Well, we're at the cusp of this. Like, it is going to be amazing.
So obviously this affects individual employees and families and friends that you mentioned. But what's the impact on this to carriers and shippers and confidence against this, right? Of something major like that?
Things are going to cost more. I mean, this is reality. I mean, the money that these companies generate is to obviously be profitable, but also to keep their costs low. And if you want to make sure everyone's getting paid fairly under the law, it will cost American consumers more. And we have to be okay with that. And unfortunately, most people aren't. Most people do not want to pay more for things. So I think what's going to end up happening is, to your point, the offshoring will probably increase, and then use of technology to automate some of the stuff will also happen. And then maybe they do stuff where they hire a group of freight brokers and they pay them hourly and they keep them under 30 hours. So they don't have to pay insurance for them. Like, there's a lot of ways we can do this to make it we don't have to pay for a lot more stuff.
Wow. Well, I guess we'll have to see what happens moving forward on that. I think we should change the subject. That's a little depressing. Although Matt's excited. Matt's pretty fired up over there, which is good. Matt, we appreciate you jumping on the show and helping us learn a little bit about this and the severity of this, where it's going to go. So
I have to go. I have to do some stuff with the babies, but I appreciate you guys making time for this. And again, like everyone, I look forward to seeing you in person, Jennifer. This is going to be amazing. I am, in fact, a real human being, not 3 cats inside of humans.
Matt comes in like a bull in a china shop and just ruins the whole place, and then he bounces. I love it.
Thanks, Matthew.
See you, my friend.
I'll stick around for 5 more minutes. I got 5 more.
Beautiful.
Add value.
You're going to love this thing, because we got to switch our gears to the NFL, where we've got a little problem with the Chiefs now. And this is really for Brooke and I, because Brooke's a Chiefs fan. She's in Kansas City. Yeah, the Bears hat goes back on. I like that. So we got this little Taylor Swift situation with the Chiefs that's happening right now. And the question here is, who's winning on this? Is Taylor Swift winning in this, or the Chiefs winning in this? Who's having the bigger influence right now? Kyle, I know you have an opinion on this.
Taylor Swift. Did you not read the whole conspiracy that because her jet is using so much fuel, her brilliance, her PR team's brilliance of coming in here, having all the headlines changed to Taylor Swift at Jets game, removes that whole news article about how much fuel her airplane's taken up? Oh, Taylor Swift had free like her trailer the second her thing's done. The amount of stuff they've talked about Taylor Swift wins this 100%. Dynasty mode.
Do you think, okay, Brooke, I got to ask you a question. Do you think there's a real relationship? Do you think it's a real relationship, or do you think it's a stunt?
I think it's a stunt. Yeah.
Wow.
I don't think they're each other's types. I think it's a stunt completely.
What is that? What goes in that assessment? What do you think they're not each other's type? Please share. I want to know.
Probably
whose team are you on?
Probably just like each of their personalities, and then looking at people that they've dated in the past. Now, I think Taylor Swift. I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I know that's like so weird. Most people are. I'm her fan from like 15 years ago when I was listening to her in high school, and I loved her.
Now, jams. Yeah.
Right. Now, I'm not really a fan. I don't mind her. I'm just not a Swiftie. But just their personalities, I don't think mix. I think Taylor, she puts on like this front that she's like more innocent than she really is sometimes. So I bet there is like a more like fun, spicy side to her. But I think to keep up with Travis Kelce, I don't know if it's Taylor Swift. However, I think Travis Kelce is the one winning on this end. This is great press for him. He's going to make more money. It's good for the Chiefs. Taylor Swift has enough money. So.
Yeah, he had like 190,000 followers, I think, in a week.
More than that, I think.
Something crazy. Well, in the first week, I think, that it started. Probably since then, many more. But that's wild. I'm concerned about the Taylor Swift effect. He better not get injured or play bad. That's all I'm,
Don't put that out there.
Better not. People are talking about it. People are talking about it. I'm not the first one to say that. We're all concerned about this. Like, you throw a little wrinkle into the plan, and then you just never know. It's like being on the cover.
We don't want him distracted. He needs to focus.
That's right, Brooke. That's exactly right. We don't want him distracted. But the reason why I question if it's legitimate relationship or not is because the way it started was Travis Kelce was asked who's on your hall pass, I think, or something like that. Or no, who's your childhood crush? And he said Taylor Swift, and it seemed pretty spontaneous. And then this whole thing happened. So I don't. Bye, Matt. Thanks for joining us, buddy. So that's why I question. I don't know. I just wonder if it's real or not. But certainly,
I like the conspiracy theories, right? Obviously, she owns the largest trucking company in North America. She founded it, right? So just based on that, she's distracting other things. I think that's cool.
Yeah, it's interesting how this is all working out. But I don't know how long this is going to go, and what happens when they break up. What's that going to look like?
Swifties start to hate Kansas City.
I think that's
you guys
Roger
become the new
Goodell's.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Drew, what was that? What were you saying, Drew?
I think that's Roger Goodell's worst nightmare is when they break up and the backlash towards the NFL.
I think it's Colin Kaepernick being brought back in the league. I think that's the thing he hates.
Fair.
Though there's maybe a couple things. He might have a top 5 list. These are both on it. That's for sure, which is interesting. But as long as the Chiefs keep winning, we're good. We're good, Brooke, right? Like let the relationship go. The Chiefs have to keep winning. And then we're all good. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah.
And the thing is, even if they are newly dating, right? Maybe he's on like a high, so he'll play even better, feels better, right? That new
trying to show off
energy.
He's distracted. Yeah. He's distracted. He's not going to play
well,
good. Brittany Mahomes is probably. You got to think about Brittany Mahomes because she's the center. Brittany Mahomes doesn't have any spotlight, so she's probably yelling at Patrick Mahomes. There's probably some inner turmoil, real world style going down right now. I'm sensing a very Jersey Shore-esque Sammy, Ron made out with 2 girls. Like that note's gonna be dropped in Brittany's.
They're definitely making a show out of this for sure.
Yeah. I think she probably didn't like it at first, but now she's out in New York going to dinner with Blake Lively and Taylor Swift, so I don't think she's hating it anymore.
Like these are the things about this that I know about. That dinner with Blake Lively. I don't care about the football part. Sorry.
Yeah,
there are
like
several layers to this.
Though. Seriously,
like they had other celebrities at the game, like Paul Rudd. They didn't even show him. They're like, no,
no.
You don't deserve.
There was a time when the other team scored and they showed Taylor Swift.
That's awesome. I love that.
Just to see her experience.
Scored and they go Taylor Swift. There's one camera operator.
It's just her going.
His only job is just to have a camera on Taylor Swift the whole game, and they'll just flip it over there whenever they want. That's
Amazon's going to do Prime Vision on it. Amazon's just going to be showing that the whole time. Separate view of what's Taylor doing.
That's right. Behind the scenes look.
Jeff's watching it. He's a huge Swiftie in the background.
Oh, hell no.
Come on, if it's on Amazon,
if we do
Next Gen Prime, what if we do Next Gen Stats with this? Would you watch a Taylor Swift? All right, we got to come up with a bet that forces Jeff to watch the entire Taylor Swift movie, and we stream it for the Word on the Street thing. Do you just give your reaction?
We'll work on that. We'll see if we can come up with something at the broker carrier. Yeah, that would be good. Are the Chiefs playing the Giants anytime soon? Because if they're still dating, they're going to have to suffer through that game, Jeff, with Taylor Swift, promos in it,
and a shellacking. Ugh.
And a shellacking. Yeah, that's right.
Kansas City will beat them bad. I mean, I know they just suck. They suck so bad. It's unbelievable.
Hey, at least they got their quarterback, though. They got their quarterback. When do they play do they play the Giants this year? That'd be fun to watch.
They just played the Jets. Right?
Yeah, they just played the Jets. Brooke, I love the fact that you're looking up the schedule. When do they play the Giants? Do they play the Giants?
November 1st.
Beautiful. That's like
she has the calendar on her desk.
Let's go. Let's go. So Jeff, we have to live stream watching this.
Hey, you know what? But the Jets almost beat them. Seriously, they came back from a huge deficit.
Yeah.
So maybe the Giants will just step in some really good shit.
No, listen, hey,
and like
we do the bet. Loser watches the Taylor Swift movie. I think you two should have it. Loser has to watch it.
Yes, I'm in. Jeff, let's go. That's the bet.
Jeff at least gets the points, though. At least
Jeff can have the points.
Yeah, we'll give you the spread. We'll give you the spread, Jeff.
We'll use the spread. Come on, Jeff. Let's go. Let's go.
Don't agree to it yet.
Oh, come on, Jeff.
You know what? I'll do that, and the handshake will happen at the summit. All right.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Go. Come on.
I can't believe that I'm doing this. I really can't believe this.
Yes, let's go. I cannot wait.
Wait until I tell my wife I have to watch something.
I might fly to Jersey and watch it with you. Like I might have to do that. We may have to.
You're gonna wear the same thing you wore to the opening night for the movie.
We'll see. We'll see. All right. Staying in pop culture, did you guys see that Tupac's killer was caught?
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost 30 years. How that guy? Okay. How does that happen? How does somebody go for 27 years?
Aaron, this is how it happens. You go like this. Too much. Too much, Chad. Too much.
I did read. From what I read, he never said he pulled the trigger, right? He just said
his nephew.
He's the ringleader.
He was there, though.
He's the ringleader.
He was there.
So he knows the real killer then. He has
Idiot.
No, the real killer died a while ago. He died in 97. It was Orlando, his nephew, Keefe D. I true crimed this up, right? Basically, the Las Vegas police are racist. When they got pulled, when the shootout happened, Pac was alive. They sat him down because they sat the whole car down. Pac bled out instead of having immediate people come through, immediate ambulance. And basically, like what it was the whole fight in Vegas after the Tyson thing at Caesars. That they like it's a whole craziness. But the question is, does Diddy go to jail? Because Diddy said there's $1 million bounty on Pac's head, and that all came out. Where's Matthew? He'd be going.
I know. I was gonna say.
He has to deal with his children.
That's right. But 27 years, nobody snitched. In 27 years, nobody accidentally.
He
said
talked
something.
about it. They just didn't care. Like the guy died. Like it was known of who killed Pac. It just no
So
one.
why does it
cared
matter
about
now? Why is it now news now? Is this to distract us from something
That's
else?
the question. Of why does it matter now?
Always.
Bring up the conspiracies.
Yeah, always.
How many of these have? How many of these do they have in queue? You know, they're just like, oh, send the next one out. Send the next one out.
That's
Aliens
what
aren't working.
my-
Send out Pac's killer.
Yeah, my friend was like, "Well, I didn't have that on my 2023 bingo card." Okay.
It was aliens 3 weeks ago. It's like they just got a whole list of them ready to go.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, something else I learned this week. So we had a government shutdown averted momentarily. We also saw that Kevin McCarthy lost his speakership, which I think was pretty fascinating. But here's something I learned. I did not know this, that anybody can be Speaker of the House. You don't have to be in Congress to be Speaker of the House. I didn't know that. Mitch, you knew that?
should apply.
I mean, I didn't know. I read the same thing. I saw that as well. So I signed up.
That's right. That's right. You know, it's gotta be
How many
good. Gotta
votes
be
did
good.
you get?
What's the salary? You know,
one so far myself. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I don't know.
The way I learned this is that I heard people saying that, like, they're like some people are saying, well, Trump should be Speaker of the House. So I'm like, he can't be Speaker of the House. And then somebody corrected me and informed me that that is not actually the case. Anybody can be Speaker of the House, which is wild. I did not know that. So lesson learned, new stuff. How many of you knew that? Did you guys know that? Am I the only one? Mitch and I?
I had
I
no
did
idea.
not know that.
Has there ever
Back to the day.
been a
Fun
Speaker of the
fact
House
Friday.
that's not?
You should apply, Trey. I can see you up there.
Yeah.
And everything.
Now that you have
How
Coleman
do you
taking
apply?
care of
Mr.
everything,
Robinson,
what do
you
you do
have
with data?
something.
Yeah, but here's the question, right? You know, they have the trickle down effect. Like if the president dies, you know, the vice president goes in there, and then if it's not the vice president, then it goes to the Speaker of the House, right?
Right. Yes. Like they're next in line. They're
Yeah.
like third in command. So how can
What?
how can the plumber I hired last week
That's
be the
exactly
Speaker of
my
the House?
point. That's my
The
point.
Theory.
person
I didn't
must
think
be
about that.
After
nominated.
vice president.
But it's
All right,
I think we've
Jennifer's
I
got
think
some-
we've determined anybody can do this job. Come on.
But it says-
I mean, I think let's just call a spade a spade.
It's true.
It says, according to my Google search, it
Yeah.
says the person must be nominated by a member of the House, then chosen by a majority of the full membership of the House.
Okay, so I need to call Chris Burrows. He knows some people on the Hill. I can make this
So
happen.
you
We
need
can-
to
we
still
can
be
get this.
nominated. So again,
I
not
think
a
if
lot
you
of
like a Matt
requirements,
Gates tweet,
but-
he'll nominate you.
I
That's
thought
gonna
it
be-
was Kiefer Sutherland. He was the last guy, right?
That's right.
I got that
Different
joke.
way.
I don't know.
Yes.
He's a good actor.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I think that'd be a great thing on my byline is that nominated for Speaker of the House. That'd be a great thing to have on my
there you
profile, my
go.
byline. You know, doesn't have to say I was just nominated. That could be fun. Hey, speaking of conspiracy theories, speaking of this, we have a new game today, everybody, and it's called Under Wraps. All right, so we don't know how
I'm
this game's
impressed
gonna
with
work
the production value of that. Coleman, what's going on?
out. What's wrong?
He's inside.
I didn't see.
I'm
I didn't
ready.
see. I didn't see.
Oh, I'm
His
ready.
Trey Halloween costume.
I
Everyone
just-
does
That's
that. The
perfect.
hawk and everything. He's just showing his costume off early.
I love
It was
it. I
up
love
there.
it. All right.
No, it's
so
a
here's what we're gonna do.
conspiracy cap.
Did you just
I
say
love
that's sitting next to you this whole time?
100%. Now I know all the behind the
There you
scenes
go.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need my. Oh, see, I'm not in my office anymore. I can't put my cap.
I
All
got
right.
nothing.
All right. There we go. Brooke, you
You
got
only
a
have
cowboy
one.
hat next to you. What do you got?
No,
All right. Okay. There we go.
not
We're-
just
we're-
randomly.
No, me neither.
All right. So here's how the game's going to work. We're going to put up a graphic on the screen, and then we're going to discuss if we think that it is it's a conspiracy theory or not. Here we go. First one up is, let's see what we got. All right. We never went to the moon. Okay, this one's easy. This
Yes.
is old. Okay. What do you guys think? Okay, let's
100% we went.
Conspiracy.
conspiracy. Yeah. I mean,
Wow.
you know,
Yeah.
I think this one goes right along with the flat earthers. They're kind of in the same vein. You know what I'm saying? Like that. It's the same vein. Brooke, what do you want to say? You want to say something?
Well,
You know, I saw that.
Hold
I
on, Jeff.
saw
Hold on,
that.
Jeff. Hold on, Jeff. Hold on,
You
Jeff.
guys didn't.
Brooke, go ahead.
I mean, I totally think it's a conspiracy thing. I mean, Elon Musk has even come out saying, you know, I've tried with technology, you know, we've been trying to get to the moon because he wants to do it, right? And they haven't gotten there yet. So you're telling me that Elon Musk can't get to the moon, but we did in 1979. I don't remember.
69.
But 69.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, well,
We had $1 trillion. We had like an insane budget. Elon Musk is rich, but he's not U.S. government rich. I mean, even back then, we had a ton of money to put at going to the moon. A tech guy, but like they still figured it out. He doesn't have the money to put into it, is what it is.
I think if we went to the moon a long time ago, we would have continued to go back.
There's nothing to go. It's just it's a rock and surface.
So no one else wants to go back. We're just like, oh, we saw it, nothing's changed.
Because it's expensive as heck to get to. So why go see a rock?
And we beat the Russians. That's the whole point.
Spends our money all the time on stuff that's expensive as heck.
We beat the Russians. That was the point. Once we did that and we got our rocks, it's like, what the heck? Why are we going back?
Beat them.
I'd go back.
There was no vision for going to Mars, which is Elon's vision. So Jeff, you said you watched it. Mitch, you were going to say something.
No, it was Jeff's prom night, right, Jeff? I mean, when this happened, this was a big event. You remember?
No, I definitely saw all the Apollo missions. So I mean, you know,
what did you actually see, Jeff?
I saw him land. I did.
On TV by ABC.
On TV.
Yes.
Well, I wasn't
The amount of people.
Come on now, how the hell else you can see it?
YouTube TV.
Okay, let's take a vote.
When you think about this, though, and I'm being right, Musk was the one who created the fuel tanks that could land back on Earth, you know, under their own power. You're telling me that he doesn't have the knowledge how to take a lunar module and land it on the moon with that kind of capabilities? Seriously, he has it. He can.
No, I'm sure he does. It's going to happen for sure. But we have a 9-person panel today, so this will be great. How many of you think we actually landed on the moon in 1969? Oh, and who thinks a conspiracy? Brooke, I love how you're holding on. Brooke, I love it. You hold on to that.
I love conspiracy theories, and I always look into both sides, so I love it. It doesn't bother me at all.
All right, great. Well, then we're going to go.
I just like that she stayed firm, like because it would be like, oh, you guys are right.
I'm just such a skeptic.
Brooke,
right?
I was able to get Jeff to become a Swiftie. I'm pro you, Brooke. I got Jeff to be a Swiftie in two shows. You sticking with it.
So Brooke, I'm on the other side of it. I like conspiracy theories, but I also absolutely love space travel, and so I've watched so many documentaries on that. I love it so much. It's probably too much of a personal emotional bias. I can't even look on the other side. I can't even do it. All right. Okay. Next one. What do we got? Next one is Princess Diana's death was faked.
Yeah, no way. That's an actual conspiracy.
Yeah, some people think.
I think it was planned, but you know, I'm a big.
I can see that.
I think that's different.
Planned is different than faked. That's true.
Yeah.
Faked means she's still out there somewhere or was out there for a while. Planned means that
her,
happened,
Tupac, Elvis, all hanging out.
Yeah.
Where? How is that even possible? It's not possible.
They're all at an Arby's somewhere, just eating curly fries
with the cheese.
I think that we might be unanimous on this one that we don't think it was faked. Maybe planned. Planned would be maybe one where we could vote, but faked, probably not. All right, Morgan, let's do the next one.
Hold on. But if
hold on.
Hold on. Yeah, I mean,
oh boy.
If we want to talk about the conspiracy of it being planned, that is a whole different story.
Planned.
Brooke, do you have a planned conspiracy for Princess Diana?
Well, there is a conspiracy
There's a
out
whole
there that
because
that
they
it
think
was
the
planned
by the royal family because she was speaking too much and they didn't want her, and so they killed her. Yeah,
right.
I love the royal family, and there's stuff. There's a lot.
Now the faking part, I haven't read enough to have an opinion on it, so I don't know.
I just can't imagine that would still be the case because she would have the throne now if she was still have.
That's my point. You know.
Yeah,
I mean, look what
not
Charles
sure about that
traded up
I
to.
just like how would she like how do really like she is one of the most famous faces? How would it not be seen?
Plastic surgery.
Yeah, some remote stuff.
It was 97.
Face off.
Plastic
It
was
would be
everywhere.
real,
It was
it would,
hot.
but it wouldn't be a good job then.
She was such a giving person.
You don't need a new good job in
Gay
Cuba,
cat.
baby. They had nothing down there. It's just cigars and smooth plantains.
All right,
You got
okay.
Tupac.
Let's go on the next one. All right. The next one is there's a hidden chamber filled with government secrets behind Mount Rushmore. This is one of my favorite movies.
I was like, didn't they have that in the Richie Rich movie?
Well, it was in National Treasure 2 for
Yeah.
sure. I don't know about
Well,
but
it was Richie Rich's own Mount
Yeah, it was
Rushmore version
correct.
of himself.
Yeah, but
So,
I thought that's what we were alluding to.
it was just a
in the
bunch of
previous
trinkets,
movie.
right? But yeah.
National, wait.
I
National
believe
Treasure
it,
2 is your favorite movie, Trey?
No, not my favorite.
You just
Not my
said this is
favorite
one of
Rich
my favorite movies?
It's
Which
one
one?
of my
believe it
favorite
exists.
movies.
I
It's
do.
one-
I
National
believe
Treasure
that
2?
exists.
I love
Well,
that
the
that's
National
what you're
Treasure.
called by in the
Like
whole.
in a top 5 or like a top.
Yeah, what's the
3?
ranking?
Well, I mean, okay. So, okay. we don't-
Hocus Pocus off the list. Who's spooky?
Favorite is loosely used here. There's probably like 50 that fit into my favorite movies I've seen them all time. It's I don't know where it falls, but it's a fun movie. I like the series. I like that. I like the history of it. It's fun.
It's the Emoji Movie, Trey. Just say it's the Emoji Movie, man.
Well, it's the
Emoji, Barbie. Let's see what.
I
Great
believe
movie.
it exists, but I don't think it's behind Rushmore. I mean, when you think
Yeah.
about the UFO files and all of that,
Yeah.
and the classification, and then now you've got these credible people that are coming out, pilots that are saying, "Hey, look what I've got." They have real
Yeah.
pictures of all this stuff. I believe there is a secret vault someplace with
That's
Under
what I
the
want.
Denver airport.
information, but I don't believe it's in Rushmore.
New
Under the
Mexico.
Denver airport. Is that what you
100%.
said?
Yeah. Oh, this one, I'm
Yeah.
taking the conspiracy hat off. Like, that's just facts.
I think it's
Denver
New
Airport?
Mexico for sure.
I love it. I love that. I would like to know how much the government knows that the public does not know.
So
the government froze him. He
Either
said too
government-
much.
Rankings. Bring up my
cut 'em out.
rankings.
they have
He
to
said
take
too
it
much.
down.
He said
Four
he's
B's
talking
up.
too much.
I would love
He
to.
talking
said
too
too
much.
much.
Shut him
He
off.
said too much.
But
Yeah. Or-
here's the thing with like the government. It used to be one of those organizations where the public knew everything about the government, right? Because the public we were private citizens, right? And the government, we would know more about them. Now it's the opposite. It's like the government is so private and we know nothing, but they know everything about the people. Like I feel
Yeah.
like it's just totally flipped from what it should be.
Yeah,
Agreed.
I wonder
Yeah.
when that really started. That shift took place. I think it had to begin at the beginning when they started doing some stuff just at the founding of the country. There was stuff happening behind the scenes that people didn't know about. But
It was
Yeah,
Reagan.
it's definitely
Reagan
not.
allowed business to take over everything.
you think it started with Reagan?
was big business.
I think it was
Yeah, he
before
let
that.
everything. Business became more important than the people. And we just
mean,
live now in a thing where it's big business, capitalism is what matters. Put that on our conspiracy thing. But like the amount that big business gets preferential treatment over everyday Americans is unbelievable, and it's ridiculous.
It's true. I would agree with that. I just think it started earlier than Reagan. That's my take. I think it went back.
You
a
think
little
Lincoln, big theater?
further. Maybe not quite that far back.
Big
I don't know.
hat.
I
Yeah,
still
but-
think this all circles back to Arby's at the end of the day. This all ties back in.
They got the meats. What do we need to eat? Meat. Bingo
Right.
bongo.
Okay, one more. Let's do one more. What's the next one, Morgan? What do we got? What's the next one? Well, let's see. Let's see if we can have that. All right, okay. There's paintings within. Oh, this is it. Oh, you had to do that for Coleman. There's paintings within the Denver airport that predict the future and end of mankind. Coleman, is this what you were talking about? Is this?
Yeah,
Ahead of
this
this?
is part of it as well. There's literally paintings that
As
they
well.
actually started to cover up now, and it was literally a post-apocalyptic world. It was like the world on fire, like people. I mean, there was literally kids getting stabbed by soldiers. Like, and I'm not even kidding. You can Google this, and it's 100% true.
I thought it was just a weird looking building.
Wait,
But
no.
why Denver?
You can Google a lot. It doesn't make it 100%.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Brooke, what do you got? Brooke's like
Listen,
our
why
resident
Denver?
conspiracy theorist here. I love this. Brooke, you're our
I mean,
go-to.
I don't know enough about that one, but I'm saying why Denver? Like out of all, I don't
Yeah,
know, out
exactly.
of all places.
Because
Central
everyone
Lo-
gets
yeah.
stuck in the Denver airport.
Centrally located. Like, I mean, they've got the whole thing.
I mean, who hasn't
Yeah,
had
that's
spent
true.
time in the Denver airport? I feel like I've moved in there.
Yeah. I agree. I agree.
That
That's
one,
the case.
that killed the artist that did it. That's why they have the glowing red eyes. Like it fell on him, it killed him.
Oh,
It's
Kyle's
supposedly
playing with
the
his
tunnel. They have hundreds of miles of tunnels underneath the Denver airport. Like, see,
I have
oh,
heard
look at
about
everybody
the
shaking their head. Yes,
I
now.
heard that.
Scott's in on it. Scott's in on it now.
No, I heard that.
I've heard the tunnels.
The Denver
See?
airport has secret
Facts.
tunnels. See, oh my gosh, this is like a whole Denver show at this point. Jeez.
Good thing we got the local
that.
expert on the ground here.
Broncos country. That's right.
Yeah, they're doing so well.
Oh goodness. All right. Well, that was this edition of Under Wraps. Did you guys enjoy that? Was that fun? Should we do that one again, or is that a
I
one
thought
and done?
it was going to be something about mummies because it's Halloween. So I
Too
was
spooky for
little.
Trey. Too spooky for Trey.
Dude, Ghost of
Do you want Trey to sleep tonight, Jen? What's wrong with you?
No.
No, she doesn't. Not at
No,
all.
I want
Not
to
at
watch Hocus Pocus like a normal person in October.
He can't stand
Kendall.
Broadway musical show tunes. You know that. We all know that.
all. All right, it's time to end the show, everybody. We're getting close, as we always do. This week in pictures, and we got a lot to talk about this week in pictures, and we got a new design. Everybody, look at that. We've got some
Ooh,
work going on.
fancy.
I know, pretty fancy schmancy. All right, Jen, you're leading things off today. These are things that happened this week. Tell us what happened here.
So, as everybody knows, we love spooky season. So, we're behind because I've been traveling so much, but we started. But my husband was out of town last weekend. So, we went on a road trip to Columbus. For spooky and us at Legoland.
Nice. Okay. All right. Let's see the next one. All right. So,
And then that's us starting our road trip to Columbus. And then we also went to see the new Paw Patrol movie.
new Paw Patrol movie. Nice.
Yeah, but he loves popcorn.
Chase was on the case, I hope.
Chase was on the case. Chase was
Love
on the
that.
case.
All right, Scott.
On his way to see the Paw Patrol movie, too.
Is that true, Scott?
We were- That's great though.
Big Sky
no, we were
fans.
on our way. We were on our way to a Yellowstone poker.
Yes, love
Yellowstone
that.
themed poker. This is my version of Rip, I guess.
That's a pretty good
I
rip. Love
Yeah, I
that.
had to powder up. I should have took a picture. My
Really?
daughter had the whole Y painted on and everything, and then my wife went as Beth.
Beth.
So,
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
and
Was she cussing like a
Beth-
sailor at this thing? Was she getting after it?
She was, and she was feeding me many drinks at the table. So
Yeah.
you know,
Having a good
I was
time.
about to say, where's her drink? It's missing. you
That's
know?
right.
yeah,
No, he
well, I
had-
was driving
he
there,
sounds
so I was responsible and I stayed there. But yeah, I definitely got turned, as the kids would say.
like-
But no. So
Love
this was the same day I took this picture. My dad took a picture. He's a truck driver, so blessed. He never
Nice.
shows pictures of him in his truck.
He's
He
still
was
driving?
trying to show a pic. He's still driving. He's
nice.
he's under the local exceptions, but he
Look at that
he
rig.
just yeah, it's nice. But he never shows pictures of his rig. He just tries to match everybody else's sunset pictures, and he sent this instead. He's like, "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to send the truck." I was like, "Dad, I love that you sent the truck." So
Unsolicited rig pic, huh?
Yeah.
Love that. All right, Coleman, you're up next, my friend.
This is my buddy, well, obviously my wife and then friends camping up in Colorado this weekend.
Went to go see them.
The leaves are changing and it is absolutely beautiful up there. And then in the lower right, I had the pleasure of seeing Bert Kreischer on Wednesday.
Yeah.
He is one of the best live. If you ever
Great
get the
show.
chance, I highly recommend
That
it.
guy's hilarious. Yeah, I love
Oh,
the
yeah.
fact that he doesn't wear a shirt. He just doesn't care.
Oh,
He's
it's
not
great.
afraid.
And it
Love
was
that.
cold too. Good for him.
I know. Good for him. That was good.
Florida
Uh,
man, he's
with
built
his niche.
different.
Yeah.
Red Rocks in general is actually pretty cool. This is from our communications director Morgan. She went to a rage room. And this is the
Ooh,
aftermath.
I want to do that.
I know, don't I? mean, it's a lot of fun. So you just got to talk to Morgan and we'll make it happen next time. Maybe that's a TMSA event next year. Who knows? That could be a
There we
good,
go.
a good
A
addition.
bunch of
to
freight
the-
brokers in a rage room. Oh,
That's
scary.
right. There'll
That's
be-
right, that's
I'll
right.
send you pictures and
out
video.
alive?
We took our whole office to a rage room and it was ridiculous.
Yeah, I think that's well worth it. Okay, we got some pictures.
Oh, he's locked out.
All right,
Morgan,
who wants
go
to
ahead.
take over hosting?
Uh-oh. He's got the pictures on his computer. Oh, there we go. Maybe.
I think Morgan should be able to. Oh, and this is a brick
All
wall,
right.
guys. This is the wall
Is it
that he
brick
went and
wall?
visited
Ooh.
at the.
I love
Great
it.
album.
It's great.
And this has been Word on the Street.
All right, here we go back to the
Wonderful.
Well, I was going to say, we're at the. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Yay!
oh,
The toilet.
there we go.
So,
And
Trey,
then
you're back.
All right.
Okay.
Look, here's a picture of Trey hosting.
Yeah.
I3PL Summit.
We're at 3PL Systems user conference. That's right. That's Michael Sternberg. Had a great time there. They had to put on a phenomenal show. That was good. In my hotel, had a toilet with a phone by it. I haven't seen that in a while. And I'm
Did you
thinking,
use it?
no, I didn't use it. At what point did they say
He's
people in here so much
Toilet.
they
He's
need a
talking
phone?
about the toilet.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what point that became a thing, but had a good time in Vegas. Got to play some golf with Jack Shukart. My daughter went to her first homecoming. This is her dress.
Nice.
Nice. There you go.
Awesome.
Classy.
Yeah,
Congrats.
that was really cool. And then we got a few more pictures here.
Yeah, that's on the right. That's my daughter. She's tracing letters. I didn't know she could even do that shit. So I'm gonna have her start forging some stuff for me. I was truly mind blown when I looked at it. I'm like, oh my god, when the hell did you learn to write? So
Love that.
Better than mine.
Yeah, and then the right is me producing a little nothing, no big deal, just doing real production. None of this
No big
amateur
deal.
hour stuff when the host is freezing the whole time.
Oh, Kyle, I love you, man. Yeah, listen, I had an internet tech out to my house yesterday to try to fix this problem, and it still persists. I'm really not too happy about it. Not good. Hey, did you guys see this? A 104-year-old woman went skydiving in Chicago to try to set the world record as oldest skydiver. How many of you guys have been skydiving?
I'll call you back.
Okay, how
I
many
think
of you want
this
to go
was the
skydiving?
Bear's secret.
Oh, that was
Yes, Brooke.
I'm really proud of my grandma there. She's adventurous.
That's
And
unbelievable.
finally, everybody, a Danish artist who submitted empty frames as artwork as appealing court ruling to repay the cash. Did you guys see that?
Jeez.
No.
Yeah, I know. So we'll see what happens with
That's
that. I don't know.
crazy.
It's kind of a weird one. We'll see what happens with that. But anyways, that's it for today's show. Brooke, Drew, thanks for joining us on the show. Your coffee mug and water
you.
bottle on the way. Appreciate having you guys. And all I got to say is, how about those Chiefs? We'll see you guys next week,
Yeah.
everybody. Have a great week.
Go Niners.